Hello everyone, hope everybody is doing good. In our previous video of the Unit 3 of International Business Management, uh, I had explained about the types of the businesses that can be domestic or international, then MNC and global and transnational companies. Now, in this video, I would try to share my opinions and try to define uh, what sort of you know how can you distinguish between the domestic company, the international company, or a multinational company, or a global company and a transnational company. The key differences between these companies, and I know if somebody is trying to explain it and try to give you the real examples between them, it will be a sort of a confusion, if I'm not wrong, because this is what has happened to us when we listen to our professors when we are in college. So we've got through it and we understood while working in MNC and then working with a domestic company which is only in their home country doing businesses, sometimes not even out of their state or province. So this way, you need to understand every company one or the other way uh, falls into the global company or MNC or international or domestic. You can easily figure out whether this is an international or a domestic. However, business has gone to you know really a high level nowadays, and it has become very virtual. And you need a lot of homework to understand which company falls into which category. So so as we've been discussing, as we've been going through this, so yes, we've understood there is very slight difference between them. For example, domestic company which does businesses only in their own their own home country, or an international company compared to domestic. International company just does export certain goods and services, then imports certain goods and services from their uh, partner countries or their international business partners. Here, an MNC or a global company or a TNC, if you compare to international company which does only export and import, these companies would do many things, right from investing the money into other companies that can be subsidiary, or you know becoming a partner to other companies apart from their own businesses. Then they will try to have their own centralized controlling headquarters. Not the headquarters, mostly their headquarters will be there in their home countries. For example, if you take Toyota, which is a sort of transnational company, because this company Toyota has its R&D in some countries, R&D in US and Germany, then Japan. Then the headquarters is in Toyota City, but they have a better marketing company in uh, India. Even last season, they have sold more than 1,40,000. That is 140,000 units. The cars that they've sold in China. Then imagine the marketing team that has there to make this happen. Even in India, Toyota has got its Indian team I'm not saying the people have come from Japan or US or UK. Toyota has its own marketing team in India. They have their own CEO in India. So this way, you can differentiate international company and the MNC and the global company. So mostly globalized, or if you want to get this standard, you have to have uh, at least a dozen locations across the world. For example, you take Nestle, you take uh, the Google. Nestle needs to have their own manufacturing units because which is a dairy products company that which is famous for their uh, baby products, baby food, then instantly cook or ready-made food. They are famous for this. So Google, though it is this company is a globalized company because it is there in every country in the world. You name it, they're there. You have an internet in your company, in your country, then you should have Google. You should know what is Google and Facebook. So these guys are more of a virtual offices. They don't need to have their own physical offices unless and until it is got millions of users, or if you have a good technology based employees. But Nestle, companies like Nestle and Toyota, they need to have their physical offices because they will have manufacturing units. They will have the the marketing and R&D uh, teams working closer to the countries or regions where the sales are good, where the consumers are well lined up to buy your product. And TNC, as I've told you, TNC never claims to have their own country or their own headquarters. They try to have their coordinated teams in every country that they do business. Uh, Again, you can take Nestle's example. Then you have GE, General Electronics. Then you have Deutsche Bank. So you take Deutsche Shell, the petroleum products. Though they have their own headquarters, but they will also have their centralized offices, which has got all the independence to make their own decisions, to what do you say, to form their own ideologies or the creative teams, and get the R&D reports from their own country and explain it to the other board of members, and try to leverage. For example, Toyota, if you go and see in Japan, it is a different Toyota that you see. But if you come to India, it is a Innova Krista, which is so famous in India, most sold car, which is which is an SUV, which is the first car which is appealed to the Indian customers. So they have customized the designs, customized the engines, customized the overall the vehicles design according to the Indian roads, because Indian roads are very bad compared to the developed countries that can be US, Europe, or Japan. So this way they will have their own team to adjust the infrastructure over here, then the price and the quality and the quantity. All right. So you are a transnational company if you happen to be in this way. Global, if you compare this to global, uh, if you take example for a global company, uh, initially Coca-Cola was a global company. They never used to give different tastes to different countries. They used to have only one soda, sort of, and they never used to compromise on anything. So, however, the team or the headquarters used to say, or the control in terms of the quality or the quantity or the taste or the the bottles and the designs, everything used to be controlled by the head office in US. But later, it got into a sort of a transnational company. They had their they created, they formed their own teams in every country wherever it is getting sold. If you take Coca-Cola, it is there in more than 200 countries across the globe. So then you can imagine there are countries which has Coca-Cola has a sort of a masala tasted, a masala integrated sort of soda bottles getting sold here because they saw the competitors are bringing more sort of spices mixed soda bottles that was being sold very much over here. So they found the market was pretty good for that. So they got into this. They've understood the market. They've understood the taste. Then they went on bringing this product as well, which is not available in US or any other countries. So this way, you are a global company, but still understood the market and try to become a transnational. So many people nowadays do not know where did Coca-Cola was born. If you ask this generation kids, when they go to US and especially from Indians, most of my friends, their kids do not understand why Coca-Cola is a US based company because since we born we find Coca-Cola here and we find Coca-Cola in UK, US, anywhere. There's no difference between them. They don't find. That is the marketing and the branded teams and the image building teams behind any company do this. Firstly, if it is a tasty product or a FMCG product, they will try to convince the kids that this product is it's their own. They should not feel any uh, a difference or a nationality. If a product comes with a nationality, uh, there is a risk that people may not buy it. So that's why as the word says, trans doesn't belong to any country of its originated. So that way, an MNC is a multinational company, which is again a sort of a transnational at times. Again, a, a global company. Global company has to be very big. There are multinational companies which does business more than one country. Then that's a multinational company. You don't have to be a bigger company like transnational or a global company because these companies are there in more than 100 countries. Then that's a global company as far as we've understood practically. And an MNC can be, if your company is there in more than two countries, then it is a multinational company. Uh, a multinational company, similarly, uh, like global and transnational, they invest in other companies. They will have a subsidiary companies. I mean, a parent company, sort of a daughter company. You must have heard about this. So if you have a daughter company, you have invested in somewhere, and you also have a partnership on mergers. Then you can the multinational companies also will be into what do you call the strategic partnerships. So this way, if you take Nestle, they have more than 3,000 products. How they have you may not see uh, the same label Nestle, that Nestle is a partnership of this company or a daughter company or parent. No, you would not find this. There are many. There are many companies. What they do is they acquire, they merge, they invest, they take partnership in the overall stake. So this is how it works. So that's a multinational company. Most of the companies do this, they do not come out and announce or shout out and tell everybody that we are this, we have invested, this is a company. Only a business oriented news personalities will know this. And if you are an entrepreneur who wants to know everything, what happens to any other company in the market, you will know this. Otherwise, there are very less chances that public know about it. Even the companies does not want to announce it, uh, thinking that you know there are many other political intervenes and the you may not like such products. All right, because in India nowadays nobody likes the Chinese product because even in US there is a anger among the public, the mass consumers. They do not want to buy, they do not want to support any Chinese product. So this has happened. Japan, same thing happened, and even now there are certain products, certain companies that may not appeal, would not find any demand in certain countries. It is there with every country. You may check it. So this is the reason why any company would not come out publicly and say that we have acquired, we have partnership, we have this, that. Nokia is a Microsoft company now. Microsoft, same way, if you look at Microsoft, it has got thousands of products across the globe. Android is a Google company. Many of us do not know. Unless you're a tech geek, you would not understand. And even in cloud servers, you have Oracle. It has got its own computing, platforms, dev apps. So it is like that. So when you try to know which is a real company and try to list out a particular company and see that where this company falls into it, it is uh, sort of you might find very slight differences that you may not significantly cannot see. A domestic company says you can agree, but still even in domestic countries like India and China or in US, imagine a company from Virginia and California, which has got better audience over there. They may not appeal it to Washington DC. They may not appeal it to the Texas. So it depends on region to region, especially when your country has a vast regional area, then culture differences, all these things. Coca-Cola, if you go to US, you will have different people promoting it. In an ad, you would not see uh, Indian or any other Asian promoting it. You will, I mean, most of these brands do not have one universal figure promoting it. If you come to India, you will see most of the cricket personalities and Bollywood superstars promoting it. But same thing may appeal. Uh, Bollywood superstars are famous over there in other Asian countries. That can be in Pakistan, Bangladesh, then other certain countries. But this may not happen with US. So this way, you have to have adaptive qualities and different frameworks. I mean, the adaptive frameworks very often to promote these. So maybe in the future, you may have to discuss marketing and R&D. That's when you will learn more because these things are definitions that would tell you domestic, company does this, and then the international business does this, and the multinational company and the transnational company does this. Main differences that you would find is in the marketing. Marketing is the backbone of any company. Inside the marketing, again, it is 95% of your mindset, then the 5% is a strategy. I would always try to say this to people when I involve in business talks or startup talks. I would tell you to be business is mostly 95% of your mindset, right? KFC did the same thing. It was all about mindset. You might find it in every uh, marketing preaches, sales preaches, or people who expertise who motivate sales and marketing people. They say this. How many times Jack Ma of Alibaba company, how many times he's been rejected, even when he wanted to get a job. He was rejected by KFC. He was rejected by uh, every other small companies. Now he would come out and say it himself. Even the Colonel Sanders of KFC, founder and director, back in 60s 70s, he got rejected. He got I mean, he did not see success until the 1000 plus times. Then only he saw some investor ready to invest and make it a global company. So it was all about the mindset. Even the McDonald's, the founders himself, they did not see their product as a, a global appeal. Then we have many coffee products. So it is like that. So you would start with a domestic company. If you're only there, you're a domestic company. If you're going out as an international company, and probably you would just do import and export, then you're just an international company. Then you do more than two, three countries, then you will become a multinational company. In As a multinational company, you may not only involve with only your business, you will see uh, some synchronized processes. You will see some company which is transportation company. You may think that every time I hire these truckers and these transportation system, why can't I invest some money so that I would get some revenue back from? Because you are investing a lot of money as a multinational company in the transportation, then other food, whatever it is. It is called as ecosystem. So once any company sees an ecosystem, they would try to invest in it. Like Uber, the why Uber, it has started as a, a, a car rental company. Then now it is a cab services provider. Now you have Uber Eats, you have Uber entertainment booking tickets available online. So Uber has a delivery process, a delivery company which, if you book online, you would find Uber people delivering it to you. Why this happens is they see the ecosystem. Every company hires a team of expertise to find out the ecosystem, to find out the company which they can invest and they get the money back. Whenever these guys paying a lot of money to other companies while buying the services to remain in the industry, they see we are investing so much of money over here every month. We pay this. Why can't we start the same company? Or if some successful company which is providing you this, let me buy this company if possible. If you're not able to buy or acquire, then they try to do other strategic partnerships with you. All right, it is like that. That's how once you multinational company, then your success rate is good, the scaling up is happening, and everybody is believing in you. You're getting more funds internationally, then you will become a global company. As simple as that. Then you keep up this the pace. Then again, a transnational company, you would tell everybody that you will have their probably you may have your R&D in Japan, then the manufacturing unit in China, because the labor the labor is very economical. You can compare this to any other country. Labor is very cheap, at the same time very skillful, and you get it the products on time because the infrastructure available in China is pretty good. The population is vast. You may not worry about what happens tomorrow if I invest so much over here, because the government is very steady over the decades. So you may not see any threats which is happening in the near future. So now India is coming into this picture. India is trying to gain this status that China used to have 10, 15 years ago. Like we are developing available labor force is trained and skillful, and the government is also for the past 7, 8 years. It is under control. It is one government which is gaining the authority, and another 5, 10 years political pundits say that for another 10 years the same government will be there. I mean, the same party will handle. And this present government, it believes in global capitalism, and the prime minister over here, he's got a lot of authority and the leadership qualities, and no major scams have happened for the past 7 years since he's into the office. These are the things that, you know, as a business entrepreneur, even if I'm investing millions of rupees, I would see this. I would take all these into consideration, whether the demand is there, whether the labor is skillful, at the same time whether it would cost me more from my home country or any other alternative countries. Now, every business entrepreneur, especially who are into the manufacturing domain, they are finding India as an alternative to China. So this way, you may think what is domestic, what is international, then a multinational, then global company, then TNC. These are the key differences you may find. Then under which again you will have marketing and sales, R&D. Apart from this, you will have a manufacturing exports coordinated teams from each country where you are exporting and importing, and you have your own company selling more products of your company. You will find all this. So this is about the distinguished qualities, or the very key or main differences that you can see. Very slight, but still you can find out this. So let me cover it up and finish it up at the end. What I try to say is domestic company is a company which only operates in your own country. If it is a Indian company, Afghanistan, Pakistan, or Bangladesh, or a Chinese company which operates only in its own country, never go out of the country, and it deals with the own currency, taxations, and other registration processes for registering and running the company. International company, that even if you're doing with one single country which is not your country, then you are a multinational company. You import and you export. And if you happen to be running your product or selling your product, or buying, doing buying, selling, then exporting, investing in other companies, buying the stake in other companies, then you are a multinational company. Global company, which has to be more than your company has to be there in more than 100 countries. You're so popular, and your investments and transactions are very large. It will be in tens of more than $10 billion company. Then you have TNC, which is sort of global company. Then you do not have one single headquarter to control the other units. So every country you have your team to take care of it. That can be marketing, because I'll tell you, for TNC, imagine you have for R&D. if any company and a particular company, X company wants to hire a R&D or put up a R&D team, which always go to a country which has got better universities, sophisticated universities. They'll go to there and they pick up the talent there. Then, if at all you need a labor, then you will set up your marketing. I mean, the manufacturing units in cheaper labor available countries. That can be China and India or any other countries alternative to this. Then you may need a manufacturing unit where, if at all your company is a petroleum company, a petroleum products company, you always go to Iran, Iraq, and the other Middle East countries where the petroleum products are available. This is resources. You have no other choice. You have to go there and build your stuff. All right. These are the reasons why the transnational company prefers to have separated marketing entities and the R&D and then the labor, all this. Yeah, I believe this will give you a conviction that what exactly the differences between these modes of businesses: domestic, international, multinational, then global, and the transnational. Thank you very much.